Hello and welcome to the Deploy Hub demo on components and what logical applications are, and how we manage evidence for both components and applications. So Deploy Hub manages what we like to call components. You can have three different kinds of components. You can have a container component, a database component, or an application file. Application files can be anything from Lambda functions to Salesforce Apex files. In our case, we are showing a demo here for a microservices environment. We have here the cart service. The cart service has many different versions that we've created over time. And it shows where those versions are running in terms of the environments and where those components have been installed. If we take a look at what are these components, we can dive down and see some details about the component. First, we have ownership information. Miss Emma Taylor owns this particular component, and has some information about where you can reach Emma. Here's her PagerDuty information and where you might chat with her. In this particular one, it's in a Slack channel. We also can see that this particular container is registered to Quay. We can see the digest. And based on that digest, we create versions. So each time in your pipeline, when a new container has been registered, we're going to go ahead and grab the information and create a new version of it. We also grab additional information. For example, Swagger information, README information, and most importantly, the SBOM with vulnerabilities. Now in this case, vulnerabilities are generated each time you open up and take a look at your component because vulnerabilities can change. We also grab information like key value pairs, the license it uses, and consuming applications, as well as the endpoints. We track the audit trail and any change requests that may have been associated to it. And we provide a dependency map showing each time the cart service is updated, who it will impact. Now, components alone don't create a microservice application. Microservice applications are a logical collection of multiple components. In this case, we're going to look at the Hipster store. It is what we're delivering to our end users. We take a look at the Hipster store, we can get an idea of how it is assembled and how we bring forward component information to the logical application. So application teams create their application based on a package. So an application is a collection of packages. Once the application team defines their package, we create what we call a baseline. Anytime the CI/CD pipeline changes and a new version of any one of these particular components comes across, we're going to create a new version. And in this case, we're looking at the 1.2.91 version of the Hipster store. On the right-hand side, you can see all of its component dependencies. Underneath that, you can see the vulnerabilities associated to this logical application, and you can see the SBOM for it. This SBOM and the CVEs are based on all of the components that the logical application consumes. And like its components, you can track key value pairs, the log history, watch the trends for deployment, and understand how your application has changed. In this case, we can see that we have deployed the cart service, which impacted the Hipster store, and it was put into the Hipster store cluster. We can also see that there's been two additional microservices, the shipping service and the Hello World Node.js service, that have not yet been deployed for this particular application. And again, we can see the audit trail and any access controls for this particular application, and the change requests associated at the application level. And finally, we can show you a full dependency map of what your application is consuming. This is what we call a logical application. And if you need to be able to produce an SBOM for your logical application in a microservices architecture, then you should consider taking a look at how we manage that on your behalf with Deploy Hub. So for example, if we want to do a package search and we want to know where log4j is running, we simply need to do a search of the internal database of Deploy Hub and see exactly which applications are consuming log4j to know which ones may be impacted if there, again, is a problem. Thank you so much for checking out Deploy Hub and learning about logical applications.